Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now.
Yeah.
Black Ink Radio.
What's good?
What's going on?
Hi.
Don't you come on here with that dry hey.
What was that?
I don't know.
You had a day?
I had a day.
Okay.
A few minutes, actually, but it's okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now,
You look like you was crying under them sunglasses.
I was.
Oh,
I just got some news, you know. We'll leave it alone.
the hell, Rich?
You don't want to talk about it?
No,
Okay.
we'll
just
talk
drink
about it
your
on the
drink.
next show.
Okay, well, just sip on your drink, honey. Just sip on
Sip
your
on
drink.
my sip, right? So, oh, shout out to Amber for this, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're drinking on that good vodka.
I had a good rubbing alcohol.
So we want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Moldind and Clay podcast on Black Ink Radio, where you can catch us every Friday evening at 8 p.m., maybe sometimes 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss everything relationship.
Come on, relationships.
Yeah.
So
love it.
what we talking about today?
Oh, we're going to talk about effective communication.
Rich, why she always got to say the topics like ratchet like that and pop her lips like that? You see what I got to deal with?
Dramatic.
Communication. Because that's an important topic. You got to be dramatic with the important topics because effective communication is something major and big in a relationship. Because if you don't know how to communicate effectively, your whole relationship can just go.
That's a fact.
I gotta make my own sound effects today.
Right, I can't even help you out.
Rich Mo, would you consider yourself a good communicator? Honestly speaking, would you consider yourself a good communicator?
I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm not the best, no. I'm not used to having to communicate. So I'm getting better. Like I live in, I'm 40 years old, so I lived in a world where I didn't have to. You get what I'm saying? I never had to really answer to anybody or whatever, so
Right.
I'm getting better at communicating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think some of your challenges are when it comes to communication?
When I get into something, I got tunnel vision. So if I'm outside and I'm making moves, I could forget to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, also my other problem is if it's too much back and forth, I might shut down.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation too much as far as in a relationship. So once things get a little too confrontational, like not physical, but like even like too much words, I won't speak my mind anymore. And what happens is then I'll be wanting to speak my mind later because I shut down today. You know
During
what
the
I'm saying?
conversation.
Yeah. I think so. Somebody wanted to know to define effective communication.
I was gonna ask you that. What is that?
So for me, effective communication is how you communicate with somebody during an argument or a heated type of conversation. So most people communicate by yelling. That's not effective communication because that person is not hearing you. What you're saying is going completely over their head and they're not listening to you. So they're not really hearing what you're saying. They're not understanding what you're saying. None of that because you're yelling. But if you come to somebody and you have a conversation with them calmly, you are not, talking over them. You're not, what else, baby?
Talking at them.
Talking at them, exactly. That's not effective communication. So you want to make sure that you're not doing those things because the conversation is not going to go anywhere.
Right. Sorry.
I was gonna say effective communication for me is communicating in a way in which I can receive it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know Rich Mo mentioned earlier, like a lot of times, sometimes depending on how it's communicated towards him, he shut down. I'm the same exact way. If you yell or you scream at me, that's not communicating effectively with me in order for me to receive what it is that you're trying to get across to me.
Right.
Okay.
So understand. So that's number one is understanding how to
Right.
communicate
Right.
with your partner.
Right. I know it took me a long time to learn how to communicate. My communication was throwing shit.
That ain't communication.
Slamming doors.
Yeah, you was actually sending messages. But I mean, now that you say it that way, see, I'm glad that person actually defined it, because for me, now I feel like, I am an effective communicator as far as that goes. If we talking about how you communicate, how you deliver things, I think I do that pretty well, because even when I'm angry, I talk regular. I make sure I try to explain things. The communication I was talking about, since now I realize there's more than one type of communication. The communication I was talking about is keeping in contact communication. Like basically communicating your whereabouts or your moves, not actual communication.
Oh, okay.
I'm very good at actual communication. I'm a good talker. I'm a good listener. I listen to everything you say. I don't listen to answer. I let you finish your whole
That's important.
situation. Whatever you're talking about, I let you finish it all before I answer you.
Right.
Because, I was good at context clues in English. And I realized that if I don't understand halfway through, I might understand it.
Not context clues.
Yeah. Push your mic thing. Like, plug it in.
Gotcha.
That's why it's popping. But, yeah, because sometimes, say if I start talking to you and I say, look, blah, blah, blah. If you hear the first blah and you don't understand it, you're like, but I didn't say that, or what that mean? You cut me off. You that's because you don't understand, which is understandable. But by the time I finish the sentence, you might understand. So if you let someone finish, you might get your answer.
But in the same sense, what I had to learn too is that my means of effective communication may not be the same as her means of effective communication.
Right. And it's not.
You know what I mean? Her way is, like, I know a lot of times I tell her, like, she's just very passionate when she speaks. And for me, sometimes when we have a disagreement or we're talking about something that's very important, it may come as if she's yelling or if she's getting excited. And me, I don't respond well that way, so I just completely shut down. I used to completely shut down. But I had to learn that that's just her way of communicating. It's not necessarily saying, hey, I'm about to blow up or I'm cussing you out. It's just that I'm passionate about
what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, question, did that, when it bothered you in the beginning, what did it do to you?
It shut me down. And I was like, look, woman, you don't know how to have a conversation without yelling and arguing and screaming.
And I'm like, I'm not yelling.
And she's like, I'm not yelling.
So how did you learn to deal with that?
It's just me understanding her more. You know what I mean? And understanding her past. Cause people can change, but they don't change overnight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just, as long as she's communicating, you know what I mean? Because when the communication stops,
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
See, I had to realize that too. See how I say I can be calm when I talk, but you've heard me rap. You've heard me on stage.
Right.
I have a very big voice. So when I do get passionate about what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? It starts to sound like this. Like, I'm telling you, that
New York come out.
But that could sound like yelling too.
Yeah.
And then it's what you say too, because I've been told that I am a-hole, even though I can talk calm, like, you know what I mean? I'm a a-hole, but in my head, I'm not saying nothing wrong.
To you, you're not saying anything
wrong. Right.
And that's the part that she had to understand. Just because you don't think that you're saying anything wrong, it feels wrong to the other person. So if you want me to be mindful of the things that I say when I communicate, you have to be mindful of how you say things, because sometimes it's not what she say, it's how she say it.
But then you'll run into having a partner sometimes that does not want the truth. And so sometimes when you tell the truth, it can sound like you're yelling at them, and you can talk just like this, but all you're doing is just like, you can be like, baby, I really don't like the way that you did. But because it's the truth and you're telling them something that they're doing, they can take it as, you know what I mean, something negative. Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Yeah.
The truth hurts, and they say that.
It does.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with not understanding your partner and how they talk? How do you deal with trying to fix that?
How do we deal with it, babe? Because for a long time, you didn't know how to deal with the way I communicated, and it was horrible. I'm the first one to say it was horrible. Like, I would scream, I would yell, I would, say random shit.
Did you lower? Did you lower that? Like, did that slow down a little bit?
Oh yeah. I feel like I'm still a work in progress though, but I feel like I have gotten a lot better.
I think once she seen that, I didn't give her that energy that she was used to getting. Like, I'm not gonna match that tone. I'm not gonna match that action.
She never did.
Yeah, I'm
She
just
never
like,
did.
I'm looking at you like,
And I'm used to people.
what are you doing?
And I'm used to people talking shit back to me. Like, that's what I was used to. But she does not do that. She's very calm, and I just be sitting there like, do you not have no reaction to nothing that I'm saying? Like, do you not care about anything that I'm saying? Because that's how I would take it in the beginning, like she didn't care about what I was saying because there was no reaction.
Right. You felt like unless a person get with you like how you do,
right,
they don't care.
Yeah. But I had to learn, like she said, you have to learn your partner. And I had to learn that that's how she was, just like she had to learn that's how I communicated. That's how she communicated. And I think now that's kind of how we balance each other out now.
So let me fix my question, right? So, because I guess it's hard to figure that part out. So did you learn how to communicate with each other when you wasn't arguing? Or when you, like, did you take time when you wasn't arguing to say, listen, this is what it is? Or during an argument one day, somebody said, look, I get it. This is, like, how did that go? Like, when did you take the time to learn it? Because it's hard to learn in the middle of the argument. And then it's hard to start talking about how you arguing and not start arguing again.
It's not, I don't think you learn it in the middle of it.
Right.
I think because in the middle of it, your emotions is, you have different emotions going through you, and you don't want to say something that you can't take back. Right. So I think once you go through something and you can have that moment to just reflect and get your space, then I think at that point you can gather your thoughts. So I know, like, something that we do that works for us is that when we're trying to communicate and it may be a difficult situation and we may not see eye to eye on it right away, if we having a discussion and it may go left, she'll walk away, she'll go for a walk, or I'll go in the other room, and then we'll just start texting each other.
I was just about to say, I remember you said that.
We'll text each other, but it's a form of communication. We'll text each other, and then once we get to the point where it cools down during that text message, then we will go face to face and we'll talk about whatever it is, makeup, whatever. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like, even though a lot of people might not feel like that's effective communication, for us, it's effective. It works for us because I feel like she's able to hear and read exactly what it is that I'm saying to her, exactly how it is that I'm feeling. Like, you have to ponder on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
got it to keep looking at.
Yeah.
Then it's not yelling.
Right.
It's not,
no interrupting.
Yeah, it's no interruption. It's
none
just,
of that.
hey, this is how I feel. You read it, and then you can respond.
Yep. And
like I said, you getting the whole message.
You're getting the whole message. You're reading everything.
That's dope.
You can
I
take it all
about
in.
That.
Yeah. And it works for us. And once it has calmed down, we come back together and we actually talk about it. But we're in a better space to actually talk about it, to where now we understand how each other felt at that time and how whatever situation was that we was talking about, how that person felt about it. And we can understand it. So,
but it's just not. It's not always just negative things that you got to have effective communication over. Like we got to have effective communication when it comes to making decisions regarding the kids or making business decisions. We not always gonna see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we had to sit down and we got to make sure that we on the same page before we go to the forefront, whether it's in front of the kids or whether it's us making a business decision. We still have to have that effective communication. And when I say effective, being able to hear each other out, being able to discuss the pros and cons, and being able to come to a mutual agreement. And if we can't come to a mutual agreement, then we got to be able to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Right. So is any one of y'all kind of hard-headed, like you really want it your way? I know it might not be.
She like a Taurus. She a Taurus.
She's a
but
it might be me.
Is she a Taurus? I'm not gonna put it all on her because I have OCD, so I'm not gonna put it all on. I have OCD, and I'm very like black and white. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very organized. And then my wife, she's just spare of the moment type, baby. You know what? and she'll
Very
just go.
spontaneous.
And I'll be like, okay, babe, well, we gotta do this. She was like, babe, no, we can just do this, and then we'll figure it out along the way. But I don't move like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where we balance each other out.
Okay, so that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
because
good.
I'm just like, just go.
Okay, let's go. We just gonna go buy this
We'll
thing.
worry about
We
the
gonna
shit
see what
later.
happens. Yeah, we'll see how
So
it happens.
so are you the communicator in your relationship, Rich Mo? Or do you feel yourself being the effective communicator, or do you say the communication being effective works on both ends?
As far as the communication, when we say actually communicating between each other, we both kind of communicate. I would say, like I said, I'm getting better because I would shut down if you're not communicating to me correctly. You feel me? Like if it's coming at me in a certain way, I just don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say, we both started to communicate. We haven't, both started to be able to communicate well. Let me say that,
Yeah.
But before, no, I was shut down because I don't like certain things. But I feel like, I'm getting better.
So let's talk about it a little bit deeper, y'all, because I don't feel like just speaking is a form of communication, effective communication for me.
Right.
I feel like it can be gifts, gestures. I can feel like intimacy. All that can be a form of communication. Like it's not just verbal communication for me.
Expressing
How do y'all? Yeah.
yourself.
How do y'all feel about that?
I agree. Because some people don't know how to use their words correctly.
Yeah, so they got to do it.
So they have to do other things. I know I was in a relationship with somebody to where they didn't know how to express their words the right way. You know what I'm saying? So they would have to probably write it on paper, or they would, go out and buy a gift or something like that. That was their way of communicating, saying they're sorry or something like that,
Yeah, I'm more of a gift. I like to show. I don't want to just say gift, but I like to show rather than say. I feel like you should see that I love you through what I'm doing.
I'm gonna show me. I'm gonna show me too. So like that was one of the things that we kind of struggled with in the beginning. And she was like, "Do you want to be with me? Do you like me like that? I mean, with you, cause you don't never tell me, but I show you."
Right. I don't.
I'm gonna show me, but there goes that long.
That's that love language stuff, because that's your love language and it's not mine.
Right.
She had to learn that about me too. That's not my love language. I need to hear the words. Showing me, okay, great, that's wonderful, but I still need to hear it too.
Yeah, I had to learn that too, to be a little more vocal about it.
Yeah.
Because I realized that regardless of what you're doing, with some people, if you don't say it, they don't feel it.
Yeah.
Some people need to hear it.
And see, I'm opposite though, because you can look me in my face all day and tell me you love me and be doing whatever you want to do behind my back.
That's how I
So
feel.
show me.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I
But
feel.
hell, somebody can be showing you all day and still be doing something behind your back. So
You know what I think, honestly? This is how I take that, right? I take that like this, right? If I wasn't showing you and I was telling you, you'd be looking for me to show you. But if I'm showing you and not telling you, you're going to be looking for me to tell you. So I feel like if you're not doing both, the person is going to be looking for the other. That's what I feel.
So is it safe to say that there's a effective communication that's above another? I don't think so.
I don't either.
No, it's
I think
not.
that I really think that even love languages, I feel like they all are equal. The one that's missing is the one you're going to want the most because it's missing.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's love languages, all of them. People like gifts. People like to be told. People like to be touched. People like to be, you know what I'm saying? Like you like all of them. And if I ask you what's your love language, you're going to tell me the one that you've been lacking the most. That's going to be the one you want because you're missing it.
And it changes over time too.
Yeah, because in different
depending
times.
on your age,
Yeah.
that changes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like depending on your age and also depending on what you've been getting consistently.
Right.
So if I've been consistently giving you gifts, if I say what's your love language, you're gonna look at me and say communication because
You
not
burnt out
getting
on the
that.
gifts.
Yeah,
You
burnt
burnt out on the
Yeah,
gifts.
you used to that now.
Yeah. Come on, balance.
Yeah, exactly.
And then too, dealing with effective communication, I think it has to do with your setting as well. and what you're doing at that point of time when you're communicating effectively. You know, we in an era right now where we keep our phones glued to our hands. So we could be having an important conversation and you could just be doing this. Well, let me answer this real quick, or just, you know what I'm saying, not being present in a moment.
Yeah.
In order for your communication to be effective, whether it's any of the communication methods that we talked about, you have to be present in that moment.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Drop bomb on that. That's true, because that's a problem that I have, and it's only because, you know, when you starting a business or you have a business, it's like, you know, first come first serve, or, you know, whoever answers is who gets the business. So you don't want to be the person that didn't answer your phone and they went to somebody else.
That's true.
So it's hard to say, oh, when I get home, I'm going to put my phone down for the rest of the day. You know, I feel like more established businesses or established people can do shit like that.
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're not fully established. So I feel like that's where a problem I have, because I'm building. So it's hard for me to put my phone down and not answer that real quick. It's hard for me to wake up in the morning when everybody else is been up since 8 o'clock and I'm waking up 12:01 because I live the nightlife and I got 37, 40 messages and I want to see what's going on. But then, you know, your partner might look at it like, damn, as soon as you wake up, you're on the phone. And I can understand it, but then I also understand that you don't want to lose the business. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of hard in this day and age that you have your computer in your hand.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. You got your whole business in your hand.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's different if I had to get up and then go to a computer to sit down. I could wake up, roll over, and get to the business while I'm still in the bed.
Yeah. But that's where that communication come into place, to where you make her see,
Understand,
you know what I mean, and understand in an effective way that she perceives it, though.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Because you can talk about it all day. You can say something, but if you're not speaking to their understanding, then you're speaking on deaf ears, and it's still gonna be like, okay, but why are you still touching your phone?
Yeah. Her understanding may be, let me sit on side of you real quick and watch you go through these messages, and watch you go through these messages and watch you respond and actually see what you're doing. So I know moving forward, okay,
this is
doing.
What you actually doing.
This is what he's
and
doing.
You're not on Instagram, and you're not texting, and you're not.
Right.
So yeah, that's very true.
That can be an effective communication method for her.
You're right.
Yeah.
So what about communication when it comes to friends? Because you have to know how to communicate with your friends too. So how do y'all feel about effective communication in friendships? Because effective communication ain't always got to be in a relationship.
Right. Yeah.
No,
but you have to know how to communicate with your friends too. And how do you deal with that when it comes to effective communication?
I think that's established. I think effective communication in friendships is established way in the beginning of a relationship. And I honestly think, just from my personal experience, being in a relationship with somebody and communicating versus being friends with somebody communicating is on two totally different realms.
Yeah,
because you're totally different when you're in a relationship with somebody versus just being their friend.
Yeah.
But you set boundaries, I think, and you talk about different things. You don't sweep stuff under the table, and loyalty.
Yeah, I think when it comes to communicating with your friend, I mean, of course you're gonna be, more honest and open. You know what I'm saying? Even though you should be that way with your partner, but I think you're more willing to be more communicative to your friend. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. For me, that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten better with communication, period. So I like to communicate, like to talk about shit. But I feel like when you're in a friendship with somebody, there's a lot of talking. Certainly if your friendship is rocky. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of conversations that happen.
Right.
But when do you get to the point to where you're done with the conversations? You know what I'm saying? And the friendship is over because you constantly have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
It's not like that when you're in a relationship with somebody, because you can talk all day and it continues. The relationship continues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you have a sense of it's a commitment in a relationship. You have like a I forget the word I'm looking for, but you have like a sense of like they're not going nowhere. So
Yeah.
we can talk, we can stop talking. I'm still gonna see you. We're still gonna communicate. Now the problem I have with friendship communication is I'm very busy, so I don't communicate with my friends daily.
Right.
A lot of my friends have to hit me up.
Right.
And the thing about me is, no matter how long I go without speaking to friends,
Right.
when I do speak to them, I feel like we ain't miss a beat.
Yep.
We could go a
Yeah.
year. When I speak to you, what's up? Yo, what happened? What's
Yeah.
up? Say, I feel
Yeah.
like it's regular, but then they be feeling like, yo, but why you don't hit me up?
Yeah.
Like they be a little more emotional about it than I am, because for me it's like, what you mean? Like I was doing my thing. You obviously was doing yours. You ain't hit me up.
Yeah.
But no, you ain't hit me up because you was upset.
Yeah.
I didn't hit you up because I was busy.
You
It's
was busy,
different.
yeah.
There's a difference.
And then I have a lot of friends that be upset about that, you know? But I'm not the type to, if I don't speak to you in a couple of days, I don't feel like it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, a lot of times it's them hitting me up, and then I have friends that get to that point where it's like, yo, I'm always calling you. I'm always calling
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
okay, like, you call me because, you know, that's how our friendship was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's the truth.
Yeah, but that's real though, because you're not always gonna talk to your friends. But if it's a real friendship, then they'll know that don't take it personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when it comes
we
to
do talk,
understanding your friend.
yeah, when we do talk, it's like we
Never
left.
Right.
So, you know, it's just all. I think it's just all about the person.
And the communication too. You know
Yeah.
what
I
I mean?
struggle
Like if
with
you
that
let
with
it,
my
like
friends.
if you let them know, like, you know, I just got a lot of things going on right now. You know what I mean? I'm working on a lot of things that my time ain't like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not acting funny or anything like that.
That's
I'm
what
just
I end up having to do.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
out here just grinding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I
But I
tell
hate
them
that you
everything
even
that's
have to
going on.
communicate that though.
Yeah,
like, why do
that
you even
is-
have to say that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I got-
if they your
I got
friend, they
one
should
friend.
automatically know.
I got one friend, like he's a Cancer, and he knows himself. So what he'll do is he'll text me, blowing up long ass paragraphs. You don't fuck with me. Every time every time I get opportunity, I involve you. You out here doing X, Y, Z, you ain't involve me. Then I be texting him long ass paragraphs, and then it's like I realized he just wanted some communication, and then what he'll end up doing is at the bottom, like halfway through all them long tail, he'll start laughing. And he be like, nigga, you don't know me by now? Like, you really responding to me? You said that to me, but you really going back and forth with me? Nigga, you know how I am. I just had to get it out. Like, what the fuck you going back and forth? What's up? What you doing? What we doing? And I be like, you know what? I forgot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just some friends that, you know, just need that. And I was just like, it was funny that he did that. But
Yeah.
so, yeah, communication with friends is different.
But it's communication. That's the key point in
Yeah.
any and every relationship.
Yeah.
Is you gotta have that
With your
communication.
kids.
Oh, man.
Man.
That's
I
really
think
important.
with the kids it's a little bit more
Yeah.
It's crazy. My daughter's young, and I already know communication is gonna be important there. Cause it's like, yeah, if you don't talk to them correctly or deliver things the right way, one, they could take it and run with it,
Right.
or two, it's like, you know, sometimes they might not understand or they take shit the wrong way. It's just so much that can happen with communication with kids, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I for me, I think I've always had a really good communication with my kids. It's all, and I think that might have been one of the issues in our relationship in the beginning, is because of the way I communicate with my kids. She didn't understand it, but I'm like, if I don't talk to them the way that I talk to them,
Well, how was you talking?
it's gonna be somebody else out there that's gonna talk to my kids that don't need to be talking to my
Oh,
kids.
so you was
know?
kind of schooling them on things a
Yes,
little deep.
yes,
See, that's how
but
I
teaching
would
them,
be,
teaching them street shit. I was raised in the streets, like that's
You
all.
like, listen,
you
my
know,
nigga,
that's
y'all
all
niggas
I
gonna
know.
have
I'm
to get
telling you
strapped.
some real shit.
Like,
like,
you had to get strapped. I claimed like, what? What you telling these kids? Look, hands over their ears. Don't take. Excuse us for a minute. Look, can we talk?
I've been delivered.
I've been delivered.
He's still working on her.
See.
I
Still
mean,
got hormones. It's all right.
look, I mean that's all I knew for a very long time before I met her. So hey, 10 years of a work in progress.
Right. Shit. I mean, shout out to progress. 'Cause y'all, I mean, whatever y'all been through, I feel like y'all came a long way, and from your stories, and you know, I really look up to y'all relationship. I feel like y'all are two people that, you know, as a model relationship that people could really look at and learn things. You know what I'm saying? Just about hearing where y'all came from and where y'all are. That's why I like talking to y'all.
We appreciate that,
We
Rich.
do, but we
appreciate
are by far perfect.
Absolutely.
Y'all
Definitely
y'all
not.
way more perfect than y'all think. I mean, you can
I be
always can learn, but
I be want to hide her eyelashes every day. So when she wake up and she ain't got no eyelashes, and I be want to hide her wigs. So she can't find her wigs.
No.
Well, I ain't got no wig on today.
Oh, shut
You
up.
see this real hair?
Real hair gang.
Okay, I figured I'll rock my real
This is the
shit today.
stitches.
You wanna hide my wigs, baby?
Yeah, and them lashes.
Dang, and my lashes?
Sometimes she make me mad.
Obviously, she wants you to look natural.
I'll just go buy another one.
Oh.
It's okay. You can hide them. I'll just go buy another one. It's okay.
You had to go ahead, bald headed, to go buy it.
Well,
Well, obviously you're not bald headed. I'm sorry.
I ain't bald
oh
headed.
no,
Rich.
It's a joke.
she got some hair.
I see it. See, that's
Yeah,
how
see, it's done grew.
All right now.
But yeah, I mean, we just, it took some time for us to get here. It didn't take long, but we know when there's a problem there, and we know how to fix it now.
Effective communication.
Effective, yeah.
Sometimes I don't want you to talk to me though. Sometimes I just want you to leave me alone. And we just gonna keep it real.
But that's effective
Sometimes-
communication as well. You
yeah.
gotta know when not to communicate.
Oh yeah, she'll tell me that in a minute. She'll be like, no,
not today.
don't talk to me. Not right
today.
now. And I'd be like, all
I'm
right.
learning that. I'm learning when to say, look, let's not talk right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's healthy
Because
sometimes.
sometimes we ain't gonna get nowhere if we talk right now because
Yeah.
of how I feel. Let me chill. Because if we talk now, it ain't
But how
gonna-
long is your chill time though? Your chill time can't go into the next day.
No, it don't. I mean,
Oh, it can't be no I'm about to leave type chill time. It got to be like I'm about to.
well, it depends. If we arguing, then no, we can calm down and then come back and talk. But if it's just us talking about something that we're not agreeing with, and I gotta go, and we're not gonna talk about this all day long. Especially if we just talking about something that we need to talk about, because that can be postponed to later. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to take up for her on that one,
I'm
Rich.
not talking about an argument though. I'm just talking about like, if I say right now you gotta come do this, right? But then boom, right? You outside, and then she want to start talking about something. It's like you coming up here to be in a certain mind space. You can't. Don't put me in a bad mind space
When
on
I'm
the
about
way
to
up
work.
here.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I say it would be something that would have to be postponed, because we really just don't have time.
You know,
It's not about me just not wanting to at that time,
You know, that's one thing we don't do.
What's up?
We do not talk about shit when each other is working.
We don't. Oh, I'm so thank you,
We
Jesus.
do not
Because
talk
I didn't
about
see people.
issues. It's harder, right? It's hard to do not to do that now because we both work from home. But when we both was in the office, we do not talk about any issues that we had before you went to work. It's the worst feeling in the world to be at work, mad,
Crying.
pissed off, crying, all
Messing up
that,
your money.
and you at work
But
trying
that's
to manage some people. Like, come on
That's
now.
exactly what I'm talking about, though. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I'll be like, I can't do it right then and
Yes.
there. And it's because I'm about to go
Do your job.
do something.
Yeah,
I
you
just
gotta
don't,
do-
I can't
don't
let
send
her
me
best-
into the world with that
Yeah.
energy, please.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can say I was blessed because
Yeah.
it was times when I used to go to work in past relationships and I just had my little sunglasses on. They be like, "What's wrong?" be slick crying up under the sunglasses. But
I'm just happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not having to go to work all these years, you know what I mean, and be like, if I ever made her mad or upset her or hurt her while she was at work, and I heard like in her voice she was about to cry, man, I was doing everything in my power to try to
She'll
fix
switch it around. She'll change it around.
Yeah,
I got some cake for you.
But then when I get home,
It's back to
all
it.
hell break loose. Oh, we gonna talk about this.
Oh, you
shit
thought I forgot
right
about
now.
that? You thought I forgot about
I'll
that?
be nice 'cause she's at work.
But you have to appreciate that though, because I cannot stand to be at work upset, crying, and all of that. People looking at you crazy like.
Well,
You
I'm
up
gonna
there
tell you,
crying, ask me
I'm
what's
gonna tell you
wrong.
some shit. So, when me and my girl first got into, not first, but in the beginning of our relationship, I got locked up. Right? So I got locked up, and I got locked up driving her to work. Right? So, of course, they gave her my phone.
She went through it.
She went through my phone. I was talking to some other girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wasn't really trying to talk to the girl, but I was wrong. I was talking to the girl.
Yeah.
You know, flirting, whatever. So the whole time I was in jail, she ain't talk about it. And I told her to this day, I really appreciate that because the biggest reason why niggas fight in jail is because they get off that phone,
Yes.
piss the fuck
That
off.
is so
You know,
true.
do you know what it feels like to be on the phone in
And
jail?
can't do nothing.
Hold on, let me paint the picture. You arguing with your girl, she gets mad and hangs up, and you can't call her back.
Man.
And if you do and she don't answer, you wasting phone calls. When you get off that phone, you want to punch any nigga in the face that's next to you because all you see is her.
Yeah.
So,
That's so
a lot of those fights in jail be because a nigga and girls, you know, women are spiteful. You know what I'm saying? Oh really? Oh okay. Well, I just go fuck somebody else. Click. You can't do nothing about it.
Nothing.
So I really appreciated the fact that she didn't talk about this girl the whole time I was in there.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And you know, I was probably at that time I was probably in there for like a month, and she ain't say nothing. And then when he came home, you know, I guess all that time we kind of just talked about it. It was nothing, but I just appreciate that because it made it easy for me.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd have been tight if you would have been arguing with me about that
While you was in
while
there.
I was in there. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you think knowing when and when not to communicate is a big thing?
Very important.
Yeah.
I think that is too though,
It
because
is.
like if I
Very
have something coming up and I'm about to go on stage or I'm about to do an event or something like that,
I need you to not do
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I
And
need
that-
you to
and
put it
it's-
together.
It's kind of crazy that, you know, I told you about how I felt, and y'all already knew not to do that. Y'all already don't do that to each other before work, or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That shit is very important because, you know, that'll make it so that the person don't mind communicating with you now.
Yeah.
Especially if you hold these boundaries, like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this right now. I'll wait. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like with me and her, sometimes, you know, we have a disagreement and I'm about to go to work. When I get in the car, I let her know I'm about to listen to my music so it can change my mood.
Yeah.
So I ride in listening to music and she'll be like, oh, you listen to your music? I ain't mean to interrupt you. And then call back. And then I'll turn back on the song that gets me into the money mood. Because I got a specific song that I listen to over and the fuck
I get a
over.
bag, I get a
Oh,
bag,
you
I get
feel
a
me?
bag. I get a bag. I get a bag.
Get it.
Yeah. That's how I am with her too. I know when not to bother her because I know when she's driving somewhere, she's on her way to somewhere. I know that she's probably listening to a word. If she's not listening to a word, she's praying. So the first 30 minutes to 40 minutes of her drive to where she's going, I don't bother her because I already know
And that's
what it
very
is.
important.
Yeah.
So I can say, yeah, I agree. One of the most important parts of effective communication is knowing when and when not to try to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
shit is
Yeah.
important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Because
that's
people don't understand. Some people want to talk in that moment.
Yeah.
When they're upset and they're mad, they want to talk in their moment. They don't take their partners into consideration and how they may be feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you take your partner's feelings into consideration on when you decide to have that conversation. Don't be trying to call them when they're at work.
But that's
Don't-
another part of communication too that's important, which is, you know, being selfish.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people just want to get their point across. So
Yeah.
in communication, you should know, you know, to not be selfish in certain situations and understand that, you know, think about from your partner's perspective.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do this right now, or you know, that's another important thing, to not be selfish.
Yeah.
Like I want to talk about my side,
Right.
or how I feel.
Right.
And then some people just can't
it's not
flat
good.
out hold it. Like they gotta
Yeah,
get it out.
they
Like
can't hold it.
Like if they don't get it out, it's like gonna
But
be
that's why I feel like you need to go talk to somebody.
yeah. When you
Yeah.
can't, when you
Because
yeah
that's
can't hold it, go
internal
talk to
shit.
somebody else.
yeah.
That's internal shit. When you got internal things going on, they ain't got nothing to do with your partner.
Right. So sometimes you might need to just say it out loud. I realize.
I'll be talking to myself, Rich Mo.
Hey,
She
She
sure
I
be
do
she
too.
come in the bathroom. She be like, "You
Are
in
you
the
talking to
shower
yourself?
having a whole." I'll be like, "Yeah, I gotta just talk some stuff out."
I'm like, well, as long as you don't answer yourself, baby, it's okay.
I did that before. I was walking to the store. My grandmother sent me to the store. I'm walking. I'm pissed. In my mind, I'm like, she always picking on me. Always making me go to the store. Yo, I'm walking. I was like, out loud, I said, I know, right? And I was like, okay. This is over. I answered myself.
If you don't, sometimes if you don't get it out and you don't talk it out in your head or talk it out loud, when you go to have that conversation, it can possibly go a totally
Yeah,
different way.
Totally left.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be able to. you got to be able to smooth it out. You don't want to speak from anger. You don't want to speak from frustration.
Right.
Yeah.
You definitely want to have that conversation with yourself, so that when it's time to have it, you already got it out. Angrily, if that's the right word. And then after that, you can get it out. You can say, you know what, look, this is how I feel. And then sometimes saying it out loud will make you think.
Yeah.
It does.
Like, damn, I might have been
I
wrong.
might have been wrong, yeah.
I might have been wrong. Hold on.
Or maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, but I think that too comes from you knowing yourself. Because if you know that you're the type of person that's going to just take everything overboard, you're going to yell, you're going to scream, you don't really have a good communication style, then you have to learn at some point that maybe I don't need to talk at this moment.
Right.
So that's the reason why I started saying, okay, right now is not a good time for us to talk, because I know how I'm going to react to the conversation. And I don't want to react that way, because my thing is I don't want to upset my wife more than what she's already upset. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about now. In the beginning, I didn't give a damn. Because I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to get my point across. But now, I don't want to upset her, because I don't like us going back and forth. I don't like us at odds with each other. So in order for me to avoid that, I'd be like, okay, I can't talk right now. Just give me a few minutes, maybe an hour or two. Then we can come back and revisit this conversation and talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a great way to do things.
That's true. So, in closing, y'all, Rich Mo, what is your preferred method of effective communication? Is it verbal? Is it gifts, gestures, intimacy? What would you say is your go-to for effective communication?
It's definitely verbal. It's definitely non-confrontational. It's definitely after the fact. I feel like I'd like to be calm talking about it, so we can have a civilized conversation. So I would definitely like it to be where, okay, where we got upset, we calm down, we talk about it, and I love solution-based communication. I don't. We could say how we felt once, but after that, I want to talk about the solution. I don't want to continue to talk about the problem. I would like. I also would like to understand what the problem was, so I don't do it again.
Absolutely.
Because my process of learning is not memory. It's understanding. The reason why I'm good at math, and because I don't try to memorize things, I try to understand it. So now, if you present something new, if I don't memorize it, then I won't know the new thing.
You won't know it, yeah.
But if I learned it and I know it,
it's gonna stick with you.
It's gonna stick. So that's why I would like for when something happens, you explain to me how it made you feel. You explain to me why it made you feel that way. You explain to me how you think when you think about these things, so that I could then put it all together and say, okay, this is what went wrong, not what I did wrong, because I might not think I did anything wrong.
Right.
But I can realize where it went wrong and try to avoid that again in any new situation.
I like
because
that.
Because I might do this wrong, but then I might do this wrong, and you might feel like they're the same. I might not.
Yeah.
But if you effectively put me in a mind state of understanding you, then I could not. I won't mess up continuously.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your go-to for effective communication?
It would definitely be verbal, but it would be to where, for me to communicate in a way to where you can receive it. That's my whole thing, is now just being able to communicate to where you can receive it. Because in the beginning, I don't think that you was receiving it. You was kind of, it would just kind of blow over your head, because my communication style was all over the place. It was very aggressive. And I realized that didn't get the communication anywhere. It didn't get the relationship anywhere. So my thing now is just communicating in a way to where you can receive what it is that I'm saying to you. And like you said, coming to a solution.
I like that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Thank you, baby.
You took the words right out of my mouth. So mine is verbal, too. Mine is verbal communication. But I wouldn't mind a little bit of intimacy in that, too. You know.
That's very important. important.
Absolutely.
It is. It's important.
That seals the deal. After
Yeah.
you verbally communicate it.
Argue to make up.
Yeah, that seals the deal.
Breakups to make up.
Yeah. Well, that's our time, y'all. We appreciate y'all tapping in on Black Ink Radio with Moldind and Clay podcast, where we discuss everything relationship. Do we got anything any announcements?
We got a lot of things. Yes,
okay,
we
go
do.
ahead, give it to the people.
So we do have a Halloween party coming up, you guys. We're gonna have Red Mocha come on the show again, so we can talk about the party that we have coming October the 30th. You can go on our Facebook page to purchase your tickets. You can go on our Instagram page. What is our Instagram?
Moldind_the_Clay.
That what she said. So we also have another show that we're gonna be talking. That we're gonna be on October the 6th with the Love Coach. You guys, you can go on our page as well or mine, and get the details on that. There are ticket sales for that. So make sure you go and purchase your tickets for that. It's a in-person type of podcast show type of thing where it's going to be games and all type of everything. So it's going to be a fun night. So make sure you go and check that out. Get your tickets. Make sure you get those tickets for those that Halloween costume party because it's going to be dope.
And there you have it, people. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all next Friday. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend and stay safe. Keep God first in everything you do, and He'll elevate your path. Peace.
Amen. Come on.
Hey.
You are now tuned in to Black Ink Radio. Turn up the hottest station.